We've made it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
We've navigated internet challenges and all the rest of it, and we're here. We're in the room, and I am absolutely delighted to actually be in the room with you, Lady Anita.
I am so happy.
And it's a beautiful sunshiny day. I mean, what more could we ask for, hey?
That's what we asked for. Where is a little bit different, but I'm just happy that we can do this. I'm just so happy that the world is watching us and seeing what we can put out. So thank you for this opportunity.
Absolutely. And it's so, for those who don't know me, I am Laura Cheap, and I am so honoured to have you here today, Lady Anita. The inspiration and the force that is behind Powerhouse Global. And it's such an incredible mission, your work. And this is just really like a small element of it in some respects.
Thank you. It's just incredible that we can come together to do this, even if it's just a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, or just to check up on each other. Listen, it's well worth it. So thank you for making this happen for us.
No, absolutely. So we don't want to give everything away, so we're really just only giving people a little glimpse today into the exciting stuff that's coming up in May. But I'm going to rewind the conversation a little bit, because where did Powerhouse Global start? I mean, obviously where it is today is very different from where it started.
Okay. Sometimes people ask me, "Oh, what do you do?" I'm like, I don't even know what I do, but what I know is that I change lives.
that classic networking question.
Honestly, I don't know what I do, but I know I change lives. Okay, so we started this journey in 2012, and then it was focused on women, so it was more Women the Powerhouse, and that came off the back of my second book titled Woman the Powerhouse, which is also on Amazon. But as I traveled on the journey, I noticed that there is more need for expansion. So we renamed everything about 8 years ago. And so we incorporated both the men and the women, because I discovered that it's not just about women. Leadership is about all species. And that change happened about 8 years ago. And it's been a journey ever since. So I'm so privileged that I have kept on my vision, which is being, a platform where I create opportunities for leaders to showcase their brilliance, whether it be it in a magazine or other of our platforms. So yeah.
And I think you make a really crucial point there. It's amazing to empower women to step into those leadership roles, but we have to recognize that, to use your word, all people need to be in that space, because we need men to empower women, and women need to empower men, and we can't be done in isolation. I think that is a real powerful shift, that we're very much better together.
Absolutely.
Rather than trying to make our way up the ladder to this lofty height of leadership on our own.
Saying that, Laura, you see, like my late mentor Jim Rohn, he said each of us need all of us. We cannot be better alone. It has to be a collective effort. And like the Chinese, the yin yang, it has to be the black and white. It has to be the left and right for those who have arms. So with the men and women working together, it makes it easier. Although there are specific areas where we focus on women. So we have mapped out a space where, we support women purely. But our doors are open for both the men and women, because we learn a lot. I mean, I was inspired by a male leader. Oh, thank you, Carl. It was that shift that took place, and it was activated by one of my mentors, who is a man. He taught me about servant leadership. He taught me about evolution. He talks about evolution. Evolution is for the motivated, it's not for everyone. And that person changed my narrative. It changed my life, and it positioned Powerhouse Global, on the pole position, if I use that word, in personal development, professional development industry.
I think you're right. It does really set Powerhouse Global in that pole position. I think that's a beautiful way to frame it. And Florence has made a very good point here. Empowerment truly can't be in isolation, and I
Absolutely.
think that's so crucial. The Carl's following up saying Jim Rohn is one of my favorite motivational speakers, and yes, you're very, very fortunate, Lady Anita, to have had him as your mentor. Incredible, absolutely incredible. And so this journey that you've been on, so the last 8 years rather than sort of back going before that, how has that journey evolved for you?
Phew. I think it was Winston Churchill who said that success is going from failure to failure without the lack of enthusiasm. I have had my own share of failures. I have had my own share of challenges. In fact, I was once visited by depression in this period, but I never gave up on my definite resolute to keep being a change maker. Even in the pain that I had, even in that life transforming experience that got me into depression, that's a story for another day. I chose to serve because in line of duty, there is no excuse. In line of duty, as a leader, you just have to keep pushing forward because destinies are tied to your vision. Destinies are tied to your goal. So whether you're hurting or you're not hurting, in line of duty, when the assignment is clear, you got to keep pushing. And I think that is what has enabled me. But I've had my fair share of ups and downs, but I never gave up on myself.
And I think that's the critical thing. I talk about belief. I think it's that inner belief that you have that is kind of so strong that you can withstand the winds that go on around you, that pull you in the various directions, because you have this deep-seated belief in, to use your phrase, the line of duty to which you are serving. And Carl, says servant leadership is at the heart of agile leadership in business today, or at least it should be. I'd argue that actually it absolutely is, but is it done enough? I think is probably one of the challenges. And I think this is where now more than ever, collaboration is just so critical in this world that is very uncertain, very complex, actually more disconnected and fragmented than actually we probably give credit to. It is not about, we can't use the tools of previous where we've just pushed harder and did more, because it's just not going to work. And this is where, for me, I think collaboration and the work that you're doing to win at global collaboration is really what is setting a new precedent. And I think that's what's so powerful.
Thank you so much, Laura. You looking at the journey you've done the last 10 years, and we connecting, I think about 6-7 years now, and we've kept, our relationship. It's about identifying your tribe. Where do you belong as a leader? I was speaking to a client this morning in Austria, and I said, listen, you've not been called to serve everybody. Not everyone will buy into an idea. Not everyone is permitted to come into your arena of play. But as a leader, as a vision carrier, you must understand where you've been called to serve and the certain people you've been called to serve. I've been privileged to collaborate with people both, in Singapore, in the US, in the UAE, and in Africa, where, I'm from originally. And it makes a whole lot of difference. Going back to when you talk about the storm, I will state one of the quotes from Jim Rohn. He said, it's not the blowing of the wind that determines the destination, but the setting of the sail, because the wind blows on every one of us. The wind of loss, the wind of, all the changes you can think of. But we have to decide to set the sail to succeed, the sail to work together in harmony in order to achieve a common goal. When we think of collaboration, we'll think of, joint success. We'll think of expansion. We think of greater impact. We think of, increased innovation. I can't stress it enough, the importance of collaborating with other leaders on certain projects in order to make it more successful.
I totally agree, but yet so many people don't step into the space of collaboration. What stops people doing that though?
It's so good you asked that question.
Questions.
I'm so happy you asked that question. I think stepping into one's essence is the number one key to winning in a collaborative environment. When you totally believe in what you're bringing to the table. So we go back, the question is, what are you bringing to the table? A lot of people love the finished product, but they don't like the process.
No.
But they don't understand that the magic, the change, the transformation, the achievement, the success all take place in the process. So the process is when we get together and agree on a certain project. It's about trust, okay? Because I have been kicked around enough by some people on my journey. I have had my ideas hijacked by people I shared it with. I have had people humiliate me with my idea that I shared with them. But hey, I always say, there is more than enough where that came from, because originality will always stand the test of time. And I so believe in what I have been called to do. So push past distrust. The question is, who do you trust? How do you trust people? How do you get yourself to a point where you say, okay, let's come together. I've got this idea. Let's work on it. So the trust issue is one of the scary aspect of collaboration.
And I'm totally with you. I mean, Florence has put a beautiful message here. Collaboration is the new innovation. The challenges we face in today's world are vast. No one personal group can tackle it all. Only together can we make true progress.
Absolutely.
And I think that just echoes what you're saying. But as you say, it's that keyword trust, and it's trusting that you can step into the space and you'll get the same trust back. And that for many is quite a challenging thing. And I think it comes back to your point around really knowing the essence of who you are, why you're there, and what you're called to do, which is very much the message you're giving here. And when you know that so powerfully within yourself, actually it is easier, I think, to step into a space and be more trusting, because you already trust yourself. And I think that is the powerful dynamic that shifts what you're doing, that means that you are streaks ahead of so many others endeavoring to do collaboration but not really winning at it. And I think that's the real subtle difference, is the strength and the belief that you have within yourself.
Yes. And not only that, it's just harnessing each other's energy. Energy is important. I work with energy. I say to people, your energy announces you before you open your mouth. I can tell from a mile if I want to go into partnership with a person, because I've been privileged to understand the power of the unspoken word. So what lies behind the veil of this person, because people, and that's why I love in-person events. That's why, it's a lot of work It's a lot of commitment. But I love to organize in-person event because there you get to meet the real person, not just, fine, I know technology, wonderful, virtual events are brilliant, but you cannot equate it to real in-person events because you are actually feeling the energy of this person in the room. You are touching the person. You're hearing the word. You're observing the unspoken word, the nonverbal word. You know that. And your energy will automatically gravitate towards that person or repel, which is okay. So it's a yin-yang thing. And somebody might be brilliant at everything, but the question is that our energy, is it in alignment? Is this person is somebody I would like to sit with and have a long conversation, whether it's a coffee or just talk something not really about collaboration. I mean, as a qualified life coach, I love caring for people. I'm an Aquarian, so love is one of our language. I said to people, love is my weakness and love is my strength. So that's talk for another day. So you must understand the energy, very important.
And absolutely, and energy is absolutely what you are going to bring, we're going to bring on Thursday, the 8th of May. So just give a little sneaky peek of the energy we're creating for Thursday, the 8th of May, to sign up to join. That's what the QR code is there to do.
Yes.
So give us a sneaky peek as to the energy that you're creating for this room.
If you're watching, or you will be watching after this time, I always say talk is cheap, action is everything. For those that have been in my space in the last 8, 10, 12 years, they know that Powerhouse Global Events is always focused on individuals. I love that. I always ask myself, why would somebody invest their money, time, and energy to spend with me? So we organize our events based on the value that it brings to those who are going to be there. We've had people get contracts in the room of our event. We've had people go, to do things together in our event. So it's always tailor-made to, the audience that we'll be having. And I'm telling you, I say to people, we go for quality over quantity. Yes, quantity puts money in the pocket, but that is not my core objective. My core objective is to ensure that at the end of the day, he who came to my space will say, I'm glad I went there. Not just, what next? No, it's not about what next. It's what will be happening in the room. There will be we have people coming from the US, from Nigeria, from Austria, from Germany, from France. It's a global gathering, and you never know who will be in the room. And I tell you something, I have used this system on my journey to transform my life. I have been to the US twice to hold Powerhouse Leadership events. We have held Powerhouse Leadership event in Dubai. We have held Powerhouse Leadership event in Singapore, and it takes this collection, meeting people, feeling their energy, and then knowing that, okay, am I going to travel with this person? So it goes beyond just the 8th of May. Is who is going to be in the room? What are the possibilities that await those who are going to show up? So don't miss it for anything. Sign up, share this great news with, and for me, let it be a date with me. I cannot wait. I'm a hugger, okay? So there's lots of hugs for those who are going to be there.
The lineup of speakers are like so diverse, and there is going to be so much energy in the room. I am so excited. But you also have an extra special gift, haven't you? An opportunity for a very special edition of the Powerhouse Global magazine for people who are listening in today. So I don't know, do you want to share?
Drum roll. Right. Powerhouse Global magazine will be celebrating her 7th year anniversary in May. So we are putting a special edition, which will be available at the conference on the 8th of May. So we are looking for leaders who would love to showcase their brilliance in this special edition. Mind you, Powerhouse Global is read in over 80 countries of the world. We have featured leaders, top president, name it. Vin Lee, the king of Beverly Hills, we have featured him. So it will be a great opportunity either to showcase your business or to talk about your brilliance in the world. So I am looking forward to shining light in your direction. Yes. Oh, thank you.
No, absolutely. So if people want to take advantage, should they drop you a direct message? How should they reach out if they want to take advantage of being in the special edition magazine?
Okay, so for those of you who joined us on this live or who will be watching the replay, usually it's about 497 pounds for that, but we are offering just 97 pounds for the first 20 people that will sign up because of this live. So just 97 pounds, we will get you featured in the Powerhouse Global magazine.
That is absolutely incredible. I am so excited. So absolute delight to chat with you. So go on, just give one final nugget to everybody who's tuning in. I don't know, what do you want to share? Why winning at Global Collaboration is you have to attend the 8th of May, but and beyond. I don't know. What final golden nugget were you going to share today?
What I will say is this. We have just stepped into the Q2 of 2025. Make it the best for yourself, for your family, for the people you serve, especially as a leader. This is a time to change the way things, become a disruptor of the norm. And how are you going to do that? It's by taking a chance on yourself. I say to people, if somebody can pay their flights all the way from the US to London, how much more those who are within the space? It's a time for us to come together and shine light in each other's direction. That will be opportunity if you want to exhibit your product or service at this event. Get in touch with Laura or myself because this is the A team. We are working on this together. And we know that we will make it a great experience. Experience for me is very important. So I want you to come and have a Powerhouse Global experience on the 8th of May, 2025.
Absolutely. I was so excited. It is going to be an amazing event. And yeah, we need more disruptors out there to bring about change in the world. Thank you so much for joining us today. And I'm so excited.
Thank you. So, hi, Ten. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Bye for now.
Bye.